From the stable in Oak Park Heights, we present another edition of high school girls basketball. Tonight, the Stillwater area Ponies look to continue their hot streak against the Park of Cottage Grove Wolfpack in a battle for second place in the Suburban East Conference standings, but more importantly, it's a key game to determine section seeding for those two schools. Park of Cottage Grove at 14-5, Stillwater at 12-8. Hello everyone, I'm Mike Pete, and all by myself, talking to myself, but I'm not alone completely because I have you viewers out there who continue to support me, and I appreciate you tuning in. For the next hour and a half, we're going to see a tight battle, and we're going to find out if this Stillwater team can keep this ride going. They've won 7 of their last 8. Last time we were here, an emotional 70-57 win over Forest Lake. It was a big one for the record book. Sara Scalia scored a career-high 39 points, and Alexis Pratt became the first member in the freshman class to score 1,000 career points. Sara Scalia, of course, the all-time record holder in career points at Stillwater, and she is doing her thing. She had 8 3-pointers in the Forest Lake game. She's on a tear right now. Look for that to continue in this game. The last time these two teams met, Sara Scalia shot 3 of 15. Park of Cottage Grove, not a friendly place for the Ponies. Needless to say, she's going to have to do better than that if Stillwater hopes to flip the result this time around. Alexis Pratt, keep an eye on her as well. 35% three-point shooter. She's quick, she can drive. Another key helping Stillwater, their depth. Early in the season, they had trouble getting production from their role players like Grace Cody, Allison Benning, Rachel Houle. As you know, Rachel Houle missed a few games for a family vacation. The last few games, they all have chipped in, stepped up. Whatever cliche you wish to throw out there, the Ponies have been doing it. And if that continues, Stillwater could be a dark horse in Section 4 4A. Park of Cottage Grove, a dark horse in Section 3 4A. They're coming off a win over Hastings, which helped them preserve the number 2 seed in Section 3. Wolfpack building on their chemistry from a year ago. They don't have any superstars like Scalia or Pratt, but they have a lot of talent and a lot of crossover athletes who know how to get it done. Folks like Riley Perryman, Taylor Johnson, Delaney Young. Those 3 are all double-digit scorers, and they all excel in multiple sports. Park of Cottage Grove, they're a strong defensive team. That will be their key to stopping a Stillwater team that is 4th highest in Class 4A in terms of points scored. We'll have the starting lineups in a moment. You're watching high school girls basketball.
And Coach Jordan Price sing our national anthem.
And with that, let's meet the starters. For the visiting Park of Cottage Grove Wolfpack, it's Riley Perryman, number 3, the senior guard. Number 10, Molly Wenner, the senior guard. Number 11, Taylor Johnson, the senior guard. Number 12, Chloe Venegas, the senior guard. She transferred from Woodbury. And Delaney Young, number 30, the senior forward. Stillwater will start Rachel Houle, number 11, the senior forward. Sara Scalia, number 14, the junior guard. Alexis Pratt, number 22, the freshman guard. Grace Cody, number 31, the sophomore forward. And Liz Ogren, number 42, the senior forward. As we noted, Stillwater, winners of 4 in a row, 7 of their last 8. Their lone loss in that stretch was to Cretin-Durham Hall, but this is a team on a surge, and Willie Taylor mentioned to myself and Latoya Turk in one of our earlier games, he felt this Stillwater team would be a contender in the second half of the season, and his premonition so far is proving correct. Just 6 games remaining for the Ponies. Park of Cottage Grove, they've got a big game tonight. They have a big game on Wednesday when they travel to Eastview. A game that will no doubt determine who takes the 1 seed in Section 3-4A, or at least will have implications of it, with Eastview getting that win over Hopkins. They look to be poised to get back into state, which they seemingly make virtually every year. But Park of Cottage Grove has plenty of quality wins to their resume. They beat Stillwater 64-45 in the first meeting in a game that Willie Taylor described as the worst loss Stillwater has suffered this year. They did need a couple of overtimes to knock off Moundsview, and even though Moundsview has struggled, they did edge Cretin earlier this year, so the Moundsview Mustangs, not a team you can cast aside. They suffered a couple of losses to Woodbury and Roseville, but anyone will tell you the Suburban East Conference is a tough one. We're underway. Park of Cottage Grove wearing the white, Stillwater wearing their familiar reds. Here's Perryman. Pass intercepted by Pratt. And several Stillwater staff and faithful have told me Alexis Pratt has given this Ponies team a dynamic they didn't have just a year ago. Pratt opening things up for so many of her teammates, including Scalia. Rachel Houle overthrows her, and the Ponies turn it over. And this Park of Cottage Grove team, they were roughly a 500 team a year ago, but they picked up some big wins then, including an upset over Eastridge on their senior night. Park of Cottage Grove, the only Suburban East team in Section 3. Taylor Johnson gets on the board. Pratt, the kick out to Ogren. She can't knock down the baseline J, and the rebound goes to Delaney Young. Three ball. Perryman can't hit from the corner. And Willie Taylor has much respect for this Park of Cottage Grove team. He told me that several of these players could go D1 or D2 if they chose to pursue basketball. The Wolfpack do have a few D1 recruits in their history. 5-second violation on Molly Winter. Good defense by Sara Scalia. If you go back a few years, they had a pair of D1s go in consecutive years. Jackie Voigt went to Minnesota. She's now on the coaching staff at Augsburg. And Katya Like, who went to Kansas State, then Nebraska, and is a news anchor these days. Scalia, step back three is there. Sara Scalia, second in the state in three-point field goals entering tonight. She had 57. The leader is Alyssa Peterson with 62. Peterson out of Monaga. As you can imagine, Willie Taylor staunchly backing up his junior guard. Riley Perryman with the answer. Riley Perryman, one of 3 double-digit scores for the Wolfpack. She averages 13.2. This is going to be an interesting battle between these two. Park of Cottage Grove trails Roseville in points allowed, but they only give up 44.8. Stillwater, the 4th highest scoring team in Class 4A at 67.8 a game. Tempo is going to be key. Whoever comes out on top will have the edge there. Free throws coming for Delaney Wagner. Delaney Young, I should say. Wagner is, this is going to be fun tonight. You've got Delaney Young on the Wolfpack, Delaney Wagner for the Ponies. Delaney Young will go to Augustana to play softball. Young, one of 4 members who have played on the Wolfpack since 9th grade. Wenner, Johnson, and Perryman have all been on varsity since they made their way to Park of Cottage Grove. Young gets on the board. She splits, and the Wolfpack take a 6-3 lead. Stillwater looking to push, and they throw it away, much to the dismay of Willie Taylor. Willie Taylor, as you know, the longtime head coach at St. Paul Central, then went to Hamlin for a while, went back to high school here at Stillwater in his 4th year. Stephanie Tolkinen, the head coach at Park of Cottage Grove. The high-low play for the Wolfpack. Stillwater reads it. Venegas had it, opts to drive, and she'll draw the blocking foul, so it paid off for Chloe Venegas. Stephanie Tolkinen in her 13th year as head coach at Park of Cottage Grove, and speaks highly of the culture at that school. Traveling violation on Perryman. She thought it was going the other way. But Tolkinen speaks highly of the culture at Park of Cottage Grove in an era where the rifts between parents, players, and coaches continues to grow. She said, I have the flexibility. That was a deflection, so no backcourt violation. She says, I have the flexibility to do what I need to do. Even we may not agree all the time. Jump ball, Stillwater with the arrow. May not agree all the time, but everyone gets along quite well. And when you look at the characters that have come out of Park of Cottage Grove, even if they don't have the state tournament credentials of Eastview or White Bear Lake, there are a lot of great personalities. And even this team, no shortage of them. Scalia missing the 3-pointer that time. Rebound Ogren. Scalia will try again. Bullseye. Sara Scalia, last time we were here, knocked down a career-high 8 triples in the win over Forest Lake. Heads-up defense by Rachel Houle. She missed 3 games in December to go on a family vacation. Stillwater lost them all. She doesn't score a lot, but her presence, her leadership, so important for these Ponies. Cody out to Scalia. She'll go again. Her father told me she's been feeling it from 3-point range, and we've seen no shortage of that. Molly Wenner missing the runner. Delaney Young with the rebound. Finds Perryman cutting inside. Perryman can't knock it down. Gets her own rebound, though. Houle with the block. Willie Taylor wanted a charge. I didn't see one, but as coaches, you're going to stand up for your players. He'll stand up for that. Grace Cody with the 3. And as we noted, folks like Cody and Rachel Houle, Allison Benning, they all have stepped up as of late to take pressure off Scalia and Pratt. Kevin Anderson, the assistant coach, told me we're more than 2 players, and over the last few games, we've seen just as much. Park of Cottage Grove almost threw it away, but We have a foul away from the ball. We mentioned in the open second place on the line. That is not quite correct. Roseville at 6-3. So that's going to be a foul on the Wolfpack. No, we're going the other way. Late foul called on Rachel Houle. That is her second. That's going to send Allison Benning in. So to clarify, Roseville 6-3 in conference play. They played one fewer game, of course, having to reschedule their match with Cretin for February 7th. Perryman finds number 11 Johnson. Now back to Perryman. Wolfpack will kick out. Johnson for three, off the heel. Young with the board. Perryman hesitated for a moment. And three Stillwater jerseys surround Delaney Young. Young had nowhere to go. Pratt. She can drive. No good. Benning is there for the cleanup. Everything going in for the Ponies. Needless to say, they're on a much better start than the first meeting back in December. Stillwater could not get going, as we noted. Sara Scalia was 3 of 15 from the floor in that one. Perryman in trouble, kicks out to Venegas. Likes to set up in the corner. Ogren won't allow it. She goes by her and sinks the baseline J. Perryman, the softball recruit for Valley City State. Stillwater breaking the Park of Cottage Grove press. Benning, baseline J, does not fall. Rebound goes to Johnson. Wenner pulls up. Too strong, but Ogren can't control the rebound. It will stay with the Wolfpack. 11-14 remains. Saren Croker making her first appearance for the Wolfpack. She averages 4.1. Perryman, 14-footer. Off the heel again. Scalia with the board. She averages about 5 a game. Pratt, 3 ball. That's no good. Perryman collects the board. Venegas. Shovel pass to Croker. She can't get the bounce. Let's see what Stillwater decides. Pratt sees a lane and draws the blocking foul. The official emphatically stated it was a non-shooting foul, so a side up for the Ponies. It's the first personal on Venegas. Pratt inside the line, swish. Many folks will tell you that is the least efficient shot you can take, but if it goes in, that's what counts. And Pratt, a solid field goal shooter. Shooting around 38%. Scalia shooting around 46th. From the top of the key, a rainbow three from Molly Wenner. Wenner averages 9.2. This is a balanced Park of Cottage Grove team. Look out. Almost went in. You know Sara Scalia loves to take the deep threes, but Cody couldn't control the rebound. Wolfpack on the run. Venegas with the fast break deuce. And we're tied at a baker's dozen. Pratt. That was close to a 5-second call. No one from Stillwater recognized Pratt all by herself at the baseline. That's all right. She'll use her speed to sink the runner. Peyton Bruggers on the floor for the Ponies. So Scalia and Pratt getting their buckets. Croker tried the bounce pass. And even though Pratt is a swift one, she can't catch up to it. It will stay with the Wolfpack. Back door. They will not count the basket. Side out for the Wolfpack. Foul will go against Scalia. That's her second. Decision time for Willie Taylor. And Sara Scalia is going to come out. In comes Amber Scalia, who is the jokester between the two. Croker. Out to Molly Wenner. Wenner missed 6 games due to an appendectomy. Young in traffic, can't put it in. Dead ball rebound to the Ponies. Wenner missed 6 games with an appendectomy. Saren Croker started in her place. And a foul is called on the Wolfpack. It's on Perryman. Just a second team foul on the Wolfpack.
22, Alexis Pratt for Stillwater.
Pratt will go in place of number 23, Tori Schutz. And that might be a frustration foul on the part of Peyton Bruggers. Molly Wenner with the steal. And referencing the culture at Park of Cottage Grove and how it's something to be admired in the current climate. Stephanie Tolkinen told me when the season starts, she has her players write down 5 reasons why they want to play the sport. Delaney Young might have a couple of reasons there. She'll have a chance at 3. Players list their top 5 reasons. Winning is never one of them. There are so many intrinsic values you can gain. Stillwater making some substitutions here. Delaney Young. Mentioned going to Augustana next year. It's a team that is active on Link Crew, NHS, National Honor Society, and the Key Club. And the Wolfpack take their first lead. Since 2-0, that is. Pratt was looking for the back door. Young read it. Wolfpack got the steal there. Croker, kick out. Perryman fakes the 3, pulls up, swish. Perryman's got a nice baseline move. And if LaToya Turk were here, her daughter's playing tonight for Roseville, so she has to cheer her on. But if LaToya were here, I think she would be in awe about Perryman's pump fake baseline move. It's like we say, the pump fake only works every single time. Pratt. Almost lost it. And this is a key sequence for the Ponies. You don't have Sara Scalia. Deep 3 for Tori. Shoot, it goes in. Maybe Sara Scalia's range is trickling down. Perryman, bullseye. Riley Perryman feeling it. Her season high is 22. She's up to 10 already. Shoot. Gets the friendly bounce. As we said, bench scoring crucial for the Ponies in this 7 out of 8 stretch. They've won 4 in a row. Perryman tried the bounce pass. Pratt intercepts. There's that speed we talk about. Beep, beep. And if you think she's quick here, wait till you see her on the track team in the spring. Ricky Michael, a deflection by Pratt. She's all alone. Goodbye. That's a silly foul. And with Stillwater in the penalty, Free throws are going to come for the Wolfpack. She's a freshman. She's young. LaToya and I have mentioned how Pratt, that is part of her learning curve, playing disciplined. It gave them a couple of fast break plays, and then you suck out the momentum with a silly foul 80 feet away from your basket. Willie Taylor has a word with her. Molly Wenner to the line. 1-1. Wenner doing quite nicely, even though she missed 6 games. She scored 9 in the first meeting between these two teams. Knocks down both free throws. That makes it a 24-23 game, and Stillwater throws it away. And Willie Taylor has the "you've got to be kidding me" face. Abe over here, simply stoic. Abe never cracks a smile. 3 on the way, off the heel. I'm kidding, Abe is always smiling, most of the time. Is something bothering you? Okay, something isn't bothering him. He's just impressed with the 3-point shooting. Venegas. Out to Taylor Johnson. Stillwater playing zone without Scalia or Pratt on the floor right now. I'm not surprised by this formation. Wolfpack taking a lot of time in this possession. Of course, you can do that without a shot clock. It's gone on for about 45 seconds now. Venegas sees a lane, banks in the runner. Venegas saw an opening and took it home. Tori Shute out to Benning. And a foul from behind on Croker. Wolfpack at 4 to give. Stillwater's culture, if you're wondering, tight-knit would be a hyphenated one-word description. I did some interviews for an upcoming feature I'll have as Amber Scalia misses the long jumper. Allison Benning can't clean it up. Cody with the rebound. Pratt, she'll launch it. Too high, and the rebound goes to Venegas. I did some interviews for an upcoming feature I'll have on a Ponies All Access episode on Alexis Pratt, and when I was interviewing one of her teammates, as Delaney Young converts the high-low play. The players who had gathered around pre-game shoot-around all converged on my position to watch Taylor Brady discuss her thoughts on Alexis Pratt. And I've done many interviews in my career through many different media outlets, School Space Media, Valley Access Channels, SCC, Town Square TV, but you put me in front of audience, I get a little nervous. Delaney Young isn't nervous. She's up to 8. Scalia finds Shute, deep 3, is there. Stillwater's 3-point proficiency keeping them around with Sara Scalia on the bench in foul trouble, 29-27. And if you're the Ponies, that's all you want right now. You don't want to foul, though. Venegas didn't have a good angle there. Stillwater couldn't control it. In comes Johnson. Perryman on the give and go. can't get the bounce. And Cody rips away the rebound. Amber Scalia goes backdoor to Bruggers. Park of Cottage Grove sealed her off. Wolfpack looking to go in transition. Perryman walked. It's been tough finding fast break plays. And speaking of interviews, we had a few leftovers from my Sara Scalia story that will play for you at halftime. Pratt. Side out for the Ponies, but Pratt highly effective at drawing fouls. Like we said, if you're the Ponies, just trying to keep it close until Sara Scalia can get back in there in the second half. Amber missed the three-pointer. Venegas to Croker. Here's number 13 for the Wolfpack. That is Hannah Schlutter. And missing the three-pointer was Taylor Johnson. Amber Scalia with the board. Amber, the 8th grader, and a name you will hear a lot more about in the years to come. Here's a name you're going to hear plenty of, too, in the next couple of years. Alexis Pratt almost pulled off a razzle-dazzle on the way to the rim, but came up short. Young cuts around Cody and floats it in. Young showcasing her evasive maneuvers, if you will. And Young is up to 10. She had 20 in the first meeting with the Wolfpack, so the go-to players on Park of Cottage Grove performing as expected. But this one has been close, 31-27. Cody misses the three-pointer. Venegas with the board. A chance for the Wolfpack to extend their run. Extend their lead, that is. And a test of Stillwater's resilience. They're not used to playing without Scalia for extended stretches. Venegas. Too high. Willie Taylor telling his players one shot. He wants to run out the clock. Let's see if the Wolfpack bring the defense out to adjust that strategy. I don't blame him. Again, without Sara Scalia in there, you don't want to give the Wolfpack any more chances to add to this lead. Here's something you don't see often. Stillwater has yet to go to the line. They almost lost it. Bruggers for three. Bullseye! Wolfpack with time. Beating the buzzer. Taylor Johnson on the run. So an emphatic finish to the first half. The Wolfpack lead the Ponies 33-30, but all things considered, if you're Stillwater, you can't be complaining too much about your position. Again, Sara Scalia had to miss about 9 minutes of action due to foul trouble. She has 2 fouls. Stillwater able to keep it close, and that's really what you're looking for in this situation. So we'll take you to some of the interviews I had with Sara Scalia that did not get included in the original cut of the feature that ran on Ponies All Access, and then we'll bring you the second half. This is high school girls basketball. Park of Cottage Grove leads Stillwater 33-30. Tricky pass. Scalia, another deep three. Got it!
Oh my goodness. Did I just see that?
Pretty much I started when I was like super young and just ever since then, my dad played, and it was just been really fun, and I've played ever since I was really young, and I liked it.
I met Sara, I think it was 2 years ago when I was in 10th grade, and so I started playing varsity then sometime, and that's the first time I met her. I became good friends with her about last year though, beginning of the year.
We just have really good friendship and stuff, and it shows on the court too, and it's fun to play with them.
She's really loud on and off the floor, so I don't know. I thought she was really quiet and stuff like that, but she's not, and she's really funny.
As an athlete, I mean, obviously you want to reach to her level. She's an amazing basketball player, and everyone wants to kind of be like her in the basketball world. And as character, she's always, I mean, again, willing to joke and willing to laugh and smile. So just always kind of having that joking, smiling attitude when you're around is definitely uplifting.
Something that's been difficult is I've always had to overcome being double teamed and being face guarded and stuff, and it's really made me a better player.
So she goes and she'll just pull up and shoot the shot, and that inspires me to do the same thing. And she goes and she does a lot of things on the floor, so it makes me feel like I can go and I can go do the same thing.
It's pretty amazing. I know a lot of my AAU friends ask about her and ask how good is she and how amazing is she actually, and how fun it is to tell them that I can play with her.
Playing with North Tartan, it's a really good team, and obviously my coach in the summer really pushed me to get better, and in the off season I work hard every day, and yeah.
It's good because I can have someone else to rely on, someone else to pass the ball to, and she can score, and I'm really glad to have her on my team.
It inspires me to get in here and work hard, and I think it inspires a lot of younger kids too, growing up in the program and in the traveling, to always work their hardest, always play their hardest, because I mean, obviously I'm sure a lot of younger kids want to be like Sara when they get to the high school level, and so having someone like her to push those younger kids is pretty cool.
And we're back at the Stable in Oak Park Heights. Park of Cottage Grove leads Stillwater 33-30. First half numbers. Riley Perryman and Delaney Young have 10 points each, similar to their performance in the first meeting between these two teams. Alexis Pratt has 8 points for the Ponies. Sara Scalia has 6. Tori Shute has 8 off the bench, and Shute's production really helpful for the Ponies because Sara Scalia had to miss about 9 minutes of action because she picked up 2 fouls. But the fact that the Ponies were able to hang around would be a good sign, you would think. Again, both teams fighting for that second spot. Roseville playing Woodbury tonight. If Woodbury wins, then that second spot gets open, and then that pretty much gives Cretin a free ride to an undisputed Suburban East Conference championship compared to a year ago when we had a 4-way tie. Well, that much is certain. It's looking more and more like there will be a singular champion this year. Sara Scalia. Oh, man. Those are the easiest 2 points she'll get all year. Molly Wenner threw it right to her, and you can't do that against somebody who has such good instincts. And then a foul on Rachel Houle. That will be her third. That was an issue for the Ponies in the first half. They got a little grabby. And here's something you don't see often. Stillwater, usually adept at getting to the line, did not shoot a free throw in the first half. Wolfpack, though, play a disciplined style of defense. Perryman, 3-ball, corner pocket. That's her sweet spot. Park with their largest lead of the game. They've reached for a few times, but again, keep an eye on Stillwater if Sara Scalia can avoid foul trouble. Perryman with the steal. Scalia's got to leave her alone, and Perryman goes coast to coast. Perryman up to 15. Riley Perryman, one of those players that Willie mentioned could have gone on a basketball scholarship if she wanted, but she's a great softball player. And as we noted in the open, Park of Cottage Grove, they don't have superstars, but they have versatile athletes. Pratt for 3. That's short. Poole can't tip the rebound. It goes into the hands of Perryman. Wolfpack looking to extend this lead, and they will. Taylor Johnson needed a friendly bounce to do it, but the Wolfpack executing their transition game early, and they extend their lead to 8, 40-32. Gives me a chance to talk a little more about this Park of Cottage Grove team and their diversity in athletics and academics. As far as youth work goes, the girls basketball program mentors with the Cottage Grove Athletic Association. They host a program practice before Christmas. They also have a program called Adopt a Wolfpack, where the varsity players are assigned to mentor traveling teams throughout the season. They'll also attend tournaments. Sara Scalia, let's just say her father has become a big fan of mine. He runs the Pony girls basketball Twitter account and apparently stalks me. No, he doesn't, but he's happy anytime I'm out here covering a Stillwater game. And with the run they have had this year, they're on pace to have their best year since Willie Taylor took over. Why wouldn't you be excited? Deep 3 for Sara Scalia. That doesn't fall. And that's going to be a foul on Perryman. I thought it might have been a travel. But Hull was bumped, apparently. No, they don't call it on Perryman. They call it on Venegas. That's her second. Pratt pulls up, draws the foul, and will shoot 2. This will be the first trip to the free throw line for the Ponies. Now, the Alexis Pratt interview will come sometime in March, the story I should say, but she spoke of her father being a huge role model and how he and others have coached Pratt to not let height influence her approach to the game. Alexis Pratt, one of the shorter players out there, but with what she's been able to do so far, may bring shades of Tia Elbert and what she did at Tartan, where you don't have to be tall to be terrific. Pratt blanks at the line. Foltz is there for the recovery and floats it in. So Stillwater does not leave that possession empty-handed. Perryman loves that pump fake, and that's why. That pump fake responsible for multiple field goals tonight. Foltz, she'll try it. No good. Young with the rebound. Pratt with the steal, and she traveled. Can't falter for that. You're right underneath the basket. You're going to go for it. Now, this is a Stillwater team that is capable of coming from behind. We saw that in the Forest Lake game. They were down 43-34, went on a 20-3 run to pull away. And a milestone night. Perryman, another 3 from the corner. She's on fire. Perryman is hot, hot, hot. From the three-point line, that is. And there's Delaney Wagner making her first appearance. Willie Taylor going deep into his bench tonight. Scalia with the answer. Yes! Johnson. Nice move. Wolfpack lead by 10. Their largest is 11. Scalia, the step back three. Can't knock it in. Wolfpack, they see a transition opportunity. Riley Perryman takes it all the way. And with that, she has matched a season high. Foltz will kick back out. Alexis Pratt missing the three-pointer. And Park of Cottage Grove seizing control of this one. Riley Perryman. 4 3-pointers. Wagner was calling for it, and Mary Foltz missed the target. Young through a hole, no good. And then she fouls Wagner trying to get the rebound, a double whammy for the Wolfpack.
Also number 30, Delaney Young.
A bit of an irony here, Stillwater getting some help from their bench.
Number 11, Rachel Houle for Stillwater.
15 bench points tonight, but the Wolfpack's starting five, especially Riley Perryman, they're locked in. Scalia over to Pratt. Cody, long two, swish. Cody's up to 5. Still plenty of time. Winner out to Perryman. Elbow J, got it. Perryman will not be denied. 24 points. A new season high for the senior. And remember, she's going to college to play softball. Scalia missing the runner. Wolfpack have a chance to extend this lead. And again, we noted this is a key game for both teams. For the Wolfpack, well, this is one you want to hang on to that 2 seed. They did beat Apple Valley earlier in the year. Delaney Young said, yeah, it went off my head. Laughs it off. Wolfpack fans, of course, think it's their ball, which is okay because that's what they're supposed to cheer for the Wolfpack. It's never the other team's ball. But the Wolfpack did beat Apple Valley earlier in the year convincingly, 58-44. So you would think they would have a firm grip on the 2 seed, but a win here would certainly help secure it. Cody knocks down the 3 from the corner.
Cody, 4-3.
And we have a foul on the Ponies. The basket counts. No, it's a double foul. So Rachel Houle and Delaney Young both hit with a double foul. Riley Perryman. They had her on the touchdown pass and she couldn't put it home. Rachel Houle picked up her 4th foul as a result of the double foul. Scalia behind the back. What a beauty! Scalia with 4 triples. She now has 61 on the year. She was 5 behind Alyssa Peterson. Although Willie had said the way Sara's been able to accumulate the numbers at a tremendous rate, considering how heavily she's guarded, is nothing short of impressive. That's going to be a foul on Benning. There were some folks that asked him if Scalia was the best player he ever coached, and for those who suggest it, you'd have to contend with the St. Paul Central super team, but he said, in many ways, Sara Scalia reminds him of Theora Taylor. Riley Perryman, I guess she's human after all. Chance for the Ponies. You know Scalia is going to look to get open, and the way she can create, well, Allison Benning, the beneficiary. As I was saying, she can create sometimes for her teammates. An 8-point run for the Ponies, cutting a 12-point deficit to 4. Young pump fakes, no good. Gets her own rebound. And Park calls a timeout. They had all 5 available. And if you admire the charity work the Wolfpack engage in throughout the year, before the season, they also take part in the St. Paul Park Legion Auxiliary Halloween Party. The players dress up in costume, run the games for local children who come to trick-or-treat at the American Legion. The Wolfpack have been involved in that event for 18 years. And Abe is becoming a Riley Perryman fan. And I was telling the audience, Perryman, she's going to play college for softball. She's going to play softball in college. And if she's this good as a basketball player, I can only imagine how she is on the diamond. But the Wolfpack facing a little adversity here. 10:15 to go. It's not going to be a runaway, not like the last time. Young used up the dribble. Allison Benning got her jammed up. It's a double dribble. Either way, Young had nowhere to go. Abe saw it coming and an offensive foul. It's on Benning for an illegal screen, her second. Both coaches thought this was going to be a tight one.
Number 30, Delaney Wagner for Stillwater.
Two esteemed coaches. Willie Taylor producing many D1 recruits in his time at St. Paul Central. He may get his first one in Sara Scalia when she becomes a senior, and Stephanie Tolkien, and as we noted, Jackie Voigt, Katya Like, Sydney Lamberty from a few years back, went to Creighton. No shortage of talent in Cottage Grove. Johnson drives and scores. Wolfpack may not have the bench, but the starting 5 are all tough to deal with. Scalia. Oh boy. Pratt doesn't quite have that range. At least not compared to Scalia. Dead ball rebound to the Wolfpack. Pratt has yet to make a three-pointer tonight. She hits 35% though, so she'll knock him down. Sara Scalia entering this game at 36. And she's not afraid to launch. On the line, missing the jumper was Wenner. Young blocked by Benning. That will be her third. Delaney Young goes to the line. And Stillwater will allow a substitution. Young made the front end, by the way. Young gets the back end. Young doing a solid job from the free throw line. She's been the only, well, not many trips down there tonight. That's going to be a foul on Venegas. And that is her fourth. So Croker will go back in. I mentioned Stillwater sweeping Woodbury. They were able to flip the result on Roseville. Sara Scalia, her three goes in and out. Well, in a situation like this, you know she's going to take those chances because they need it. Croker was open in the back door for a minute, almost threw it away. Young drives, gets the bounce. Young up to 14. But when you look at the two teams, Stillwater getting a split on Roseville, split on Forest Lake. They swept Woodbury. Ponies step on the line. You feel they have a good chance of taking the 2 seed, and with the sweep of Woodbury, you would have to think that's going to put the Ponies a line up on the Royals in Section 4 4A seating. That 4-5 between White Bear Lake and Tartan, that's going to be tough to decide who gets to host. Tartan's been up and down. White Bear Lake falling off a bit. They're well coached, but they just don't have the athleticism they're known for, at least not this year. But don't count out the Bears. Ponies are looking to that rematch. Fouls called on Bruggers, or shoot, I should say. Ponies are looking to that rematch as an important one in the schedule, that one at White Bear Lake. Croker couldn't get through Cody. Scalia out to shoot. Foltz is open. Good ball movement on the part of the Ponies. Their bench scoring doing what they can. Perryman missed everything. She was all alone at her sweet spot. Couldn't knock it down. Ponies still have a lifeline, although there's still plenty of time. Long skip to Pratt. She finally knocks down a 3. Scalia with the dime. Perryman drives. Clean block. Shoot. Doesn't see an opening. Finds Foltz. Got it! Croker and Foltz were tied up. I wasn't sure Foltz would recover in time. She collects the pass. Tolkinen calls timeout. The Ponies on another surge. They had an 8-0 run, now a 7-0 run. They make it a one-possession game. And their bench doing wonders tonight. Stillwater's bench with 21 points. In the first meeting, Scalia and Pratt had 37 of Stillwater's 45 points, and you see the difference it's making for the Ponies. Whether or not they win this one, this is the grittiness, the resiliency we have witnessed from Stillwater this year. But Park of Cottage Grove, they are no slouch. We've seen Riley Perryman with a new season high. There are a couple of basketball recruits on this team, Molly Wenner and Taylor Johnson. Wenner will go to Bemidji State in Division II. Taylor Johnson will head to St. Catherine in St. Paul, over in the MIAC, the D3 school. And Abe is just going to hang around with me, isn't he? 6:15. Young, spin move, and will shoot 2. And Delaney Young, proficient from the free throw line. Stillwater in the penalty. Wolfpack will shoot free throws the rest of the way. Delaney Young, by my tally, 6 of 7. It's unofficial, of course. Scalia off the screen. She gets bumped by number 21, Annika Thor. And now the Wolfpack are out of fouls to give. So the Ponies, let's see if they can make the most of it. Remember, they did not shoot a free throw in the first half. They've only been to the line once, Alexis Pratt, and she missed both times. She lines up a 3. That looks off. Jump ball, Wolfpack with the arrow. Taylor Johnson lost her footing on the rebound. 59-54. Do the Ponies have a comeback in them? A la Forest Lake. And this won't be my last ring around the rosy with the Ponies. There'll be a couple of live games. Scalia with the steal. Got it! The second time Scalia has turned a steal into a score. Scalia averages about 4 steals a game. Young, back door. Door couldn't put it in. Wagner out to Scalia. Trying to create space again. Throws it up. They've been wiser to back off or kick out. Well, that's what the folks like Scalia do, though. Cody comes in with the block. Pratt gets in there, weaves around. Molly Wenner, I thought she was trapped. Poole for 3. Oh, that would have been a big bucket for the Ponies. They've been oh so close. They just can't quite get over the hump. Stillwater playing man-to-man defense now. Wolfpack displaying their patience here, and we're at that point of the game. Oh, Pratt read the cut. She gets the steal. Molly Wenner will be hit with the blocking foul. And she went down hard. That could have gone either way. Alexis Pratt. 17, 17, and 18 over her last 3 games. She has been consistent offensively, but she's having trouble at the line, and she had bumped up the free throw shooting a little bit. She's shooting 69%, but not getting anything tonight here. Finally got that one to drop. 1 of 4, though. Stillwater's going to need to do better than that. In case you're wondering, they didn't call it a shooting foul. Wolfpack, they've been in some close ones. Suburban East Conference play will do that to you. Young lost her grip. They lost to Woodbury in the first meeting of the year, then fell to Roseville. And as we noted before, needed 2 overtimes to knock off Mounds View, so wins do not come easily for this Wolfpack team. They did get swept by Cretin-Durham Hall this year in conference play. Pratt missing the 15-footer. The rebound is tipped right to her. She'll try the 3 instead. That's no good either, and that's an over-the-back foul on Wagner. Pratt just not finding the mark tonight.
Number 30, Delaney Wagner, her first 18 foul. Sara Croker shoots 1-1.
Sara Croker at the line. She has not scored. Averaging 4.1. Next one makes it a 2-possession game. Croker has to settle for a split. Now, you don't need a 3 if you're the Ponies. A 2 will do with 3:05 to go. Scalia. Once again, maybe a little too reckless. Trying so desperately to get this team back, and more free throws coming for the Wolfpack. Perryman, 1-1. She continues to add to her season high. No D1 standouts on this year's Wolfpack team, but no lack of talent, as we have stated throughout this contest. It's been a quick one. Perryman knocks down both free throws. Poole finds Pratt inside. Defense collapses on her. Cody missed everything. And the comeback might fall just short for the Ponies here. Wolfpack can kill clock if they wish. Perryman wants the dagger. Jump ball now. I believe the arrow's pointing to Park, so that is the case. So no harm there for the Wolfpack. Although that was an interesting move by Perryman. I'm the Wolfpack here. I eat up time. And that's what they're going to do. Less than 2 minutes to play now. Wolfpack lead by 5. Time ticking away. If you're the Ponies, you may have to consider playing foul and chase here. Although, if you get the steal, that takes care of that. Wagner. Pratt was blocked. Young Redder. It's been that kind of night. Like we said, Park, no D1 standouts on this year's team, but they play a disciplined style of defense, making it difficult for Pratt, and Croker scores the layup. That just might be the dagger for this one. Stillwater, they had a couple of surges where they made it a 1-possession game, but when they had chances to tie or take the lead, they just could not convert. Pratt not able to get her three-point stroke going. Stillwater getting a lot of help from their bench, but Park of Cottage Grove just able to hang tough. But when they play the style of defense they do, That's why they have been mostly successful this year. That game with Eastview will have significant implications on February 7th. That will be a big one, that one at Eastview. And again, looking at their section, they appear to have the 2 seed in hand. Stillwater and Woodbury, if you look at QRF, Stillwater doesn't have much of a cushion, but they have the season sweep over Woodbury. And that will likely be enough to get them the 2 seed. They know they'll host. It's just a matter of who they'll draw. It would be hilarious if they drew St. Paul Central. Scalia, fouled by Perryman. That stops the clock. Well, Sara Scalia did what she could tonight, and as we've noted, defenses are designed to go at her. Sara Scalia, an 86% free throw shooter, scored 28 in the win over Roseville, 18 in the win over Woodbury, both big wins for the Ponies. Found a little more offense tonight than the first meeting between these two, but there's just not going to be enough time. Stillwater calls a timeout, 56.8 on the clock. Again, they had their chances, but just could not sustain enough. Compared to Forest Lake, but you know, that's the thing when you play conference teams twice. You learn a lot, and as we've discovered, this is a team that has been known to fight their way back in a lot of games. We were here for Minneapolis South and Tartan, that one, a close loss. Roseville, they were up by 11 in that one. Rachel Houle wasn't available, though. And they didn't have Houle in that Park of Cottage Grove game, even though she hasn't scored. A lot of positives you can take. Stillwater able to make this one closer, and Park of Cottage Grove throws it away. Stillwater playing the full court press, but with 51.1, you got to get a bucket quickly. They have just 2 timeouts left to stop the clock. So if they score, expect a timeout. Who's it going to be? Got to get a score quickly here. Sara Scalia with a deep 3, and well, she won't be making any of those tonight. Wolfpack calls timeout, 29.7. Good job on the Wolfpack, maintaining their spacing. Looking ahead for the Ponies, they host Eastridge next Friday. That should be a win. White Bear Lake, that one, that again, they circled that one because that's a team that can come up clutch in playoff time, as they did a year ago when they beat Eastridge in overtime to make their way to state. Mounds View, they beat them summarily. They end the season with a 3-game homestand. We'll be here with live coverage for their games with Cretin-Durham Hall and St. Francis. Both games will be pivotal as they pivot to the postseason. Taylor Johnson will have an opportunity to close this one out here. So the Wolfpack presuming they hang on, will pick up their 6th win in their last 7 games. Again, they look to be a solid 2 seed. Wolfpack call a timeout. Use them or lose them. They have 1 left. One more thing the Wolfpack does when they're not grinding out close games, they take part in the Adopt a Road program. Clean up a stretch of road in the Cottage Grove area. You probably have heard of the Adopt a Highway drives where community groups get together and maintain cleanliness on our roads and streets. A lot of folks will be circling that game with Eastview. And the Wolfpack, to close the year, will have another road game on the 9th at Woodbury. They host Roseville, go to Forest Lake, host East Ridge, and then we'll go on the road to play White Bear Lake. So the stoppage, something happened, maybe in blood or something happened on Taylor Johnson's jersey, so she had to change numbers. Missing the front end there. So Taylor Johnson will briefly wear number 42. Most schools and most teams usually keep a backup jersey in the event something happens. So Taylor Johnson will stick to 11. That's the back end there. Little consequence though. Stillwater can't get open. And that's been a microcosm of the second half. Close, but not quite. Park of Cottage Grove wins their 6th game out of the last 7, 65-59 the final. Similar numbers offensively to the first meeting, but it was their defense that held true once more. Stillwater came close a couple of times, getting it within 1 possession, but could not get past that hump. Pratt couldn't find her stroke, but Perryman did. Season high 26. We'll try to get a word with her before we wrap things up. You're watching high school girls basketball. The Wolfpack knock off the Ponies 65-59. And I'm joined by Riley Perryman. Well done. This was a tighter one than the first meeting, but like the first meeting, that disciplined defense of yours came up clutch. So how did you hold off a couple Stillwater surges in the second half?
We know their players really well, and we really focused on not letting them get the shots that they normally get, and all of us really helped on 14 and 22 when we really needed it, and everyone just really played really good defense.
That being said, Stillwater's bench didn't make it easy for you tonight.
No, they did not. They all played really, really well, and we had to match their intensity.
Scalia had 2 fouls in the first half, so she had to watch for about 9 minutes or so. How big was that? You only led by 3, but just knowing that you were able to neutralize one of Stillwater's top threats.
It helped that we could use our legs more on offense then, because we didn't have to worry about chasing her around, and I think that really helped us. And with her out of the game, it just kind of helped us get a flow easier.
And when Stillwater made their runs, you've been around for a while, so do nerves become a factor, or are you able to shrug it off and just keep focused and get back on track?
When I was younger, I used to let it bother me, but I had turnovers early on, and coach just told me that there's nothing you can do after you turn it over. The only thing you can do is play defense, so that's really what I focused on.
I would say you did that and then some tonight. You've won 6 of the last 7. You've got Eastview coming up, going to be probably your biggest regular season game. What would you make of the momentum you have going into that matchup?
I just think we all just really need to focus on the things that we can control, and if we keep shooting the way we shot today, then it will be a good game for us.
Your coach spoke of the chemistry you have with the senior class. You know, you're one of 4 players who have been together since 9th grade. How does that reveal itself in a game like this, and how has that helped you maybe have fun in this senior season of yours?
Well, we've been playing with each other since 5th grade, and so we can read each other with the back of our hands. We can tell when a shot of theirs is going in, and when one of us is on, we know it's on, and we just know that if they're going to make the shot, we should give them the ball.
And there may not be any D1 recruits this year compared to, like Jackie Voigt or Katya Like in years past, but what we saw tonight and what we've seen out of Park, a lot of versatile athletes. How does that help throughout the season, and what do you make of the Wolfpack embracing the multi-sport philosophy?
With the multi-sport, every sport that we all do that's not basketball, it really focuses on the little momentum stuff that we can do here. And I know Taylor and Molly play soccer, so that helps with their footwork. Me and Delaney play softball, so it just helps with reaction, and it just all comes together as one.
So looking forward, I know, how tough is it knowing that you've got a few weeks left in your senior season, and when it's over, that's it?
Yeah, I mean, it's sad, but we can only make the best of it that we have now, and we're hoping to get a run in state, so more games for us.
That much is true, and I don't know if we'll see you before the season's out. So any memories you'd like to share about this group of seniors that you've hung around since 5th grade?
Man, there's a lot to count, but it's just hard seeing us all go, and I know Molly and Taylor are playing and Chloe are playing basketball in college, and it's going to be good seeing them, and I know it's a sport that they really, truly love, so it's going to be good watching them.
So what led you to do softball?
I mean, I don't know. I just felt like it just came naturally to me, and so I really didn't start feeling like basketball until my junior year, and by that time I was already getting recruited for softball, and so I might still play basketball in college, but I'm not really sure, but who knows.
Well, that's your decision to make. And remember, Bill Belichick, one of his criteria when he looks for players are multi-sport athletes. So maybe, I don't know, the Patriots are in your future?
Maybe.
You want to say hi to anybody?
Hey, Mom.
Hi, Mom, and congratulations on a well-fought win. We'll see what you can do, but I think you made a statement tonight that the Wolfpack should not be slept on as the postseason approaches.
Thank you again.
Riley Perryman from Park of Cottage Grove. That does it here from the stable. For our crew, I'm Mike Peden. Thank you for watching.